It's Trio 1.
Hello, Litchfield. You hadn't seen me for a while, and now you see me all the time. And I hope that that's a good thing. We've managed to get through some meetings with our town administrator, with our our chief of police, our fire chief, and today I'm lucky enough to meet with our town clerk, Ms. Terry Briand.
Hello.
How are you today, Terry?
I'm good.
It's glad to have you here. You do a lot of work in town, and a lot of times we don't see everything that you do, and you do a ton. How long have you
Yes.
been doing the town clerk's job in town?
21 years.
21 years. That's 7 elections, people. Terry is an elected official. She's up again this year. No
Yes.
one's running against you. However, you are running again.
Yes.
7 times. Will this be your 8th time running?
This will be yes.
We're very, very lucky to have Terry because Terry does understand her job. As an elected official, it's kind of scary that we could get basically anyone in that wouldn't know what they were doing. But Terry makes it run like a fine oiled machine.
Yes.
And it's a busy, busy place.
It's very busy. I don't think people understand how busy it is. Sometimes they come in and there's no lines and they get right up to the window, but behind the scenes, we are very busy.
Because even if you aren't doing the tax bills, vehicle registrations, and things like that, there's a lot going on behind the scenes.
Correct.
So you're handling the online applications for things like that. You still have to do stuff with those, is that correct?
It's just like if there was somebody at the window, we still process them. We have to print them, we have to stamp them, we have to put your decals on the back of the registration, and then we type the envelope and we still have to send them out.
Yeah, so even, it does save some traffic at the window,
At the
but
window.
it doesn't save you a whole lot of work.
No.
We did a total last year of 13,279 registrations,
Yes,
with 3,064 of those done online.
correct.
And we did, how many dogs? We did 2,000, over 2,000 dogs. We have a lot of dogs here in
We
Litchfield. Makes me really happy. I love
We do.
dogs. We have a special dog award, the Lucky Dog, that you
Yes.
came up with to encourage people to register their
To
dogs.
register their dogs. So if they register their dogs between January 2nd and April 30th, which is actually just the law, it's supposed to be done during that time period.
Yep.
We put their name into a raffle, and they get the top dog award. We asked them to come into, last year we asked them to come into a Board of Selectmen's meeting, so the board was very, they let us bring the dog in,
I think that was my first meeting. I
That
was
was
so
your-
excited. I think it might have been my best meeting.
And it was great. I mean, the board's very, willing to let us do that. And we brought in the dog and we brought in the basket and we took some pictures, and the people that got the award afterwards, they sent pictures to their kids and everybody that they won the award. They get the #1 dog tag for the next year, so we have their tag here for them to get their tag when they come in.
What are the tags going to be this year coming up?
This year they are, I think they're bells. I think they're little.
Liberty Bells for the 250th.
I think they're little.
That
bells
makes
this
sense,
year.
250 year.
I think they are. But last year, my office, myself and the girls in my office donated the baskets, donated everything in the basket. This year, we were asking local businesses and people to donate. We've gotten some donations for the basket, as you can see. We had someone come in today.
If you come in and you bring a goodie for the dogs or a squeaky toy, it would be greatly appreciated.
Yes.
And the dog registrations are important because you can't register your dog unless it has a valid rabies vaccination.
Correct.
The town is kept informed of that
Yes,
by the local vets.
local vets are required by law to send us once a month the rabies updates that they've done during the month. So they'll send those off to us and we update them in the system. We also will, if we notice within the next month or two ahead, we'll call the customer and say, hey, did you realize that, you know, Max's dog licenses, rabies license will be up in March or in April. You might want to call up and get an appointment before then so that, you know, you can get your dog tag in before. So, and Pat is back, so people love Pat and Pat will
I
call
love
people. And they are great. People love to hear from Pat, so.
I think it's really fun when Pat calls, but I do have to be reminded sometimes about
Yeah.
the dog as well. So if you get that call, nobody's judging you.
No.
Everybody knows. Everybody gets busy.
Yeah, we do it it's just a reminder call. It's not to nag anybody or give anybody a hard time. We are really just,
They serve two very
Giving you
big
a reminder
functions.
call.
One is to make sure that the dogs in our town are protected from rabies, just in case of an accidental bite or a non-accidental bite, both to an animal or a person. The rabies vaccination is very, very important. And then the other thing is for the safety of your dog and to help you retrieve your dog if your dog, like so many of our dogs, manages to get out the front door or gets through the electric fence or under a fence or whatever. Those registration numbers are on file here. Do the police have access to that off?
so, just so that we've had calls in the past, if your child is out playing and gets bit by a dog and you have the dog tag, we cannot give you the information because of the Privacy Act.
Okay.
We can't give you that information for that dog. You do have to call the police department. Yes, they have the information. They're the only ones that are allowed to have the information besides the clerk's office.
Okay.
So, if you need that information, you would call the police department and the police department can give you the information that you're looking for. They probably will not give you the owner's name,
But they
will contact the owner of the dog that bit or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Or the dog that's loose, they will have you bring the dog here and they will contact the
And
owner.
then they contact the owner.
Yes.
So that's three really good things.
Yes.
So if you're bit, it identifies the dog. If you can get the dog tag, if the dog is lost, then the police will be able to contact the owner with the registration.
Right.
And if you don't do it, there are escalating penalties that occur. The fee to be late, the first fee is,
There's a $30 fine, and
Okay.
our friendly officers will come and deliver that fine to you. After that, you'll have a certain amount of time, and then it goes to court. We did have a certain number last year. I think we had 67 last year, but only, I think 2 of them went to court. So, but we do not like to have to do that, so.
no, you guys are really sensitive about the animals here in town. We have a lot of animal lovers that are at that desk, because I know that if you see that a dog has passed away online or whatever, then you remove that dog.
We do. We'll take
Yeah.
it out of the system. We don't like to have to call people.
No,
We're careful with how we say it as well when we're responding. If somebody sends me an email and says, oh, my dog passed away, I will say I will update my system.
yeah.
I don't say I will remove it from my system.
Oh, yeah, because that's sad too.
I had 3 dogs and I lost them all within a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
If they're part of your family, it's very difficult.
Right. So if you get a registration notice and your dog has passed on, certainly you let them know. But if
Email
they
us
knew,
if it's hard to call.
yeah, if they
Send
knew,
an
they
email.
wouldn't send it.
Yep.
Let's see, what else have we done? In town, you do marriage licenses.
We do marriage licenses.
Vital
so
records
The
are,
2 have to come in, they make an appointment. We have 2 people, 3 of us actually can take a marriage appointment. We get the paperwork filled out, we get all that stuff done, then we can do marriage, certified copies of the marriage license. We do birth certificates, we do death certificates, we do birth certificates, and we do divorce decrees.
You
bit of
saved
everything.
you saved the best for last. You hit
Right.
all the big things, big things that happen in people's lives.
Yes.
How long before you get married do you need to come in for a license? Does it have to be?
You can come in the day of.
Oh, you can? Okay,
yep.
so long as they're open.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
You can come in, we've had people, I think we did maybe 3 or 4 of them last year. They came in, they filled out their paperwork. They got married, because I'm a GP, so I did the service outside for them.
Wow.
So they got married here, and then they came back in, they got their certified.
There is no end to the amount of ways that the people in this office will try to help out the citizens that live in this town.
I can even try to be a photographer. Not so good at it, but I can try.
I know that you've helped out people that were sick, getting things notarized. That's another thing that can be done at our town office, is your documents can be notarized. They're
Yes.
done here with your identification.
Correct.
And there is no cost to do that here at the office.
That's right.
Something else that we do at our town that isn't done at several of the towns that surround us is that you do hunting and fishing
Yes.
and snowmobile licenses and
Yep.
ATVs. And
Exactly. Big deal. We do them for our town. We've been doing them since 2013. Is that what we
Yep,
had?
2013,
Yeah,
yeah.
we've been doing them since 2013. And now with this year, with the snow, we've been doing a lot of them, especially last Friday. That was what we did most of the day last Friday, was snow machines. A lot of people wanted to come in.
Yep,
We had a lot of people from Hudson come in as well,
because they don't do it in Hudson's Town
because they
Hall.
don't do it in any of the surrounding towns.
So Londonderry, et
So
cetera.
Londonderry, Merrimack.
Additional revenue you're bringing in for the
It's additional
town,
revenue for the town.
which
So
is nice.
if they come in and they want to do it, my staff is all trained to do them, so.
That's
We'll
fantastic.
get those done as well.
And all the money that comes in, grants, taxes, other revenues, grants, et cetera, all goes through your office and is all balanced.
So anything, yes, if you go down to the dump and you're bringing mattresses or whatever and you write a check, that money comes up here to this office and it goes through my office. The money that, police detail money goes through my office. All the money that comes in to the town goes through my office so that everything gets balanced. I balance with the finance department on a monthly basis, and everything, so that all the Ts are crossed and the Is are dotted and everything.
So I think people are starting to get an idea of how many things are done. You're also responsible for a lot of records that occur in town.
Yes.
Which records do you keep?
We keep all the minutes for all the meetings, for library, budget, selectmen's meetings, planning board meetings, zoning board meetings. All those are also kept in our office, in our little viewing area, and then we update those, and then each year we will box those up and put those in boxes in our vault so
Yep.
that we have them to keep. We'll do up new binders for the new year, and a lot of times, if we don't get those minutes from the actual committees, then we will, like, we had to update our meetings, our library meetings. So Vanessa went online yesterday and she spent a few hours updating all the minutes for the library, so their book is all up to date. So we try to keep up with all those as well.
So that is something else. And then you also are in charge of our elections that occur here in town?
We are. We do all the elections we have our town election.
Mm-hmm. The deliberative session.
The deliberative session, which we were discussing a little bit before this meeting, how it's funny how a lot of people in town don't realize, this year where we had, I'm also the tax collector, and we collect the taxes.
Yep.
We had people come in, of course, that had questions on their taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And my first question to a lot of people was, well, did you vote at town election, and did you go to the town or the school deliberative? And there's a lot of people were very confused with that when I said, did you go to the town and school deliberative? And they weren't sure what that was. And I explained it to them that, this is a meeting where the Board of Selectmen and the Budget Committee explain all of and the school board,
Yep.
explain all of the warrant articles and go over everything, and if there's something that they want to change or amend, or this is their time, that
This
they
is
can
the
do
time to
this.
do it. And really, we have such poor turnout at our deliberative sessions, our town meetings. For a town that really wants to be involved in so many things, that's the place to start. Come to town meeting. Well, the place to start is the meetings that occur every week in your town to get really started, is to see what's going on there. But then when the budget's to pay for everything that we need to run the town, the school's deliberative was last week.
Yes,
The town's deliberative is this week. The budgets run independently of each other. The town's budget is this year, all the warrant articles will be discussed. And it's at Campbell High School in the auditorium. You're given a chance to vote on each of the warrant articles. The budget is explained, and you'll see all the selectmen will be there. Terry will be there. Our town attorney, I think, is there.
Yes.
Our town,
administrator.
town administrator will be there, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of people there. Our moderator will be there. There'll be a lot of people there that will explain what's going on and what you need to do. You'll have an opportunity to speak.
Ask questions.
Exactly. That's where you start. So you go there, you get a real idea of what's going on, and then in March, when it comes time to vote for those, because you're so familiar with everything that's occurred, you can go in and you can just vote. But if you don't go, don't participate, it makes it really hard, because then your fate's in the hands of 25 to 50 people
Right.
who are making the decisions. And then at voting, your fate's in charge of 2,000 people on a good year. So every year I stand in front of the polls and I say, please come down and vote. Please take time to vote. More than any other election that you vote in, the town election affects your life more than any of the rest of them. Everything else is very far removed from you, even the state house. But the town budget and the town people that you're voting for are the people that take care of your town.
Right. It's your taxes.
So I see you there. You're there all day.
Yes.
So you're there from the minute the voting starts. You get a couple of little breaks. And what's your job to do while you're there? What do you do while you're there?
So I run around like a crazy person. We make sure that everything is running smoothly, that all the laws are being followed, that no one is doing anything that they're not supposed to be doing, carrying ballots out of, areas that are supposed to be, that are supposed to be for ballots only. We make sure that people aren't waiting too long, because there's laws for all of these things.
Right.
And we have to make sure that these laws that we're following and we're staying within our times. And we make sure that absentee ballots get counted for everyone. We make sure that people have their IDs, that, that people can register to vote, that it's only our residents that are voting,
Mhm.
not people from other towns or whatever. Prior to an election, when I order the ballots for the election. Once we get through deliberative, if something is changed, then I need to make sure that the change is made on the ballots. Then I order the ballot, get the ballots ordered. Once we receive the ballots in the office, all of those ballots have to be counted to make sure that, and the boxes all have to be labeled how many ballots are in each box.
Yep.
We have to know exactly how many ballots we have before we get to the polls, so that we're not missing any or anything.
None disappear.
Right. And
Okay.
everything is.
How long do you have to keep those ballots?
For a town election, it's 60 days.
Okay.
For a state election, it is for for a presidential, we have to keep it for 22 months.
Okay.
And for a state election, I think we have to keep them for 12 months.
Okay.
So,
So you also have to store and then purge those files.
yeah, so when we come back at the end of the night, when everybody's gone home and sleeping, at the end of the night, we come back here, and we mark all the boxes with the date
Yep.
that,
You can
of the
get-
election.
Yep.
Because we know that after so many days, after 60 days or whatever the case
You
is.
can get rid of them.
We can destroy those ballots.
Right.
We store them on the shelf, so we only have a certain amount of space. So we store them in a certain spot, and everything in the back vault is all organized. When we do get those ballots, I'll back up a little bit, before the election, we do have a testing period where people can come in, we post it like a meeting,
Yep.
and we post it and people can come in and they can watch us test the ballots.
Okay.
They can ask questions to make sure that the machine is working properly.
Yep.
So when we've done it out in the lobby here, so we'll post it. And we've had a couple where no one shows up, and then we've had some where people have shown up.
Yeah, because it became an issue again, so people are more interested in how
Yeah.
that happens.
Yep, and they'll come in and we had one year where we had people that wanted to do away with the machines altogether. So I made some phone calls and I invited them
Yeah.
personally to come in and watch us test the ballots because they had questions. They wanted to know if the machines, were accurate, if something was being, if something could be hacked into or whatever. So I went through everything. I showed them our vault in the back, where they're stored, how they're locked up, how we ran everything through the machines, and
Right.
they felt much better about it. And anybody that has any questions or issues,
Rather have you call you than talk
would-
about it somewhere else?
absolutely
Yeah.
call me, and we will go through them with them anytime. So
Okay. Take care of the tax bills. You
We do
send
the
them
tax
out,
bills,
you
yeah.
bring them in,
yep,
twice a year.
yes,
The July bills are an estimate
yes,
of what the bill will actually be, and then in December is the actual plus or minus whatever the difference is from July.
correct.
We all learned about that as well. If they're not paid, what happens?
So if they're not paid in July, we'll send out a little message, just a reminder that says, hey, didn't know if you knew, but your tax bill wasn't paid. If they don't send it, then, that's fine. We do have people that will make payment arrangements. They have a monthly payment because they don't have an escrow. They have a monthly payment. They'll make a monthly payment with us that I've set up with them. It makes it easier for them.
Right.
So whatever makes it easier for them, will do. They come in every month, or they'll send a check every month. So we're kind of their escrow.
Yep.
And then in December, we send out the actual final bill for the year.
Yep.
And in January sometime, we'll send a reminder letter of July and December. After that reminder letter goes out, they have 30 days. Then we'll send a delinquent letter. And these are all done by RSA. They're all done by law.
By law, yep.
So after the reminder letter, then we send the delinquent letter. After the,
An RSA is the number of a law that covers something, so RSA number, it just refers to the law that covers whatever it is that she's talking about.
right. So after the delinquent bill goes out, then we send out an intent to lien. After the intent to lien goes out, then we actually send out the lien letter that says you've got 30 days, and then we'll send out, the property will have a lien on it. I push my letters out a little bit so that, and I've always done this, so that they at least get their income tax check.
Right,
before we put a lien on their property.
right.
So it gives them time, it gives them a little, maybe they're getting a refund.
Yeah, that can
And
help
they
with their
can
situation.
pay their
Another,
taxes
that's your
before that.
least favorite part of your job, I
Yes,
imagine. What is your
yes.
most favorite part of your job?
The dogs.
The dogs. I like the dogs. I sometimes bring my
dogs.
dog in. You're always very happy about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the people, I know you
And
like seeing the
yes.
people.
And helping people and,
Yeah.
you know, I like doing that stuff.
Well, I appreciate 21 years. That's a long time to do any one job, and especially a job that you have to keep being elected to do.
Right.
How much has things changed in town hall?
Well, when I started, we didn't do the hunting, fishing, OHRV. Things have changed quite a bit because we have a lot more registrations than we did.
I know that we
Now-
just had 200 units, 193 units happen over at Rose Lane, the BAE property across from 7-Eleven, and
Right.
60 or 70 new properties going in with the old horse farm was.
Fireflies new from, well, I mean, they're not
Yeah.
new, but they're new.
But they are all car registrations. They're usually 2 registration per whatever and per unit or per home. And then there's a couple of dogs here and there at every unit.
Boat registrations.
Boat
car-
registrations.
We do boat
Yeah, they do boat
registrations,
registrations too.
Yeah, we get boats too.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
Right.
I didn't think in Litchfield it would be such a big thing, but everybody trails their boats back and forth from Winnie's. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we do the boats too.
Yeah.
And then if it's after hours, Irwin Marine does them for us as well.
Okay.
They are our boat agent. We
Okay.
take care of their bonding. So any surrounding, again, another way for the town to get a little extra funding.
Yeah.
So any surrounding town, Londonderry, Merrimack, Hudson,
They don't do boat
Nashua.
registrations either?
They don't. Litchfield pays for their bonding. So because we do that, we get all the boat taxes that
So
they
there's
collect.
more revenue that you're pulling in for the town
Mm-hmm.
that helps pay for the fees for the employees that are working here. There is a warrant article trying to take a part-time employee and make that part-time employee full-time this year, because you find that your people are waiting longer, there's even more work, more boats, more cars, more dogs, due to the large increase of people we've just had in town, which doesn't really show a huge amount of slowing down. We have 2 other large multi-use building places that are going to be coming into town as well.
And it's been the same, in the 21 years I've been here, it's been 2 full-time people and 2 part-time people.
Right.
We had 1 part-time person that was 26 hours a week and then one that was 32 hours a week. I have a 32-hour and Pat comes in. She only works Mondays from 11 to 4. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she works 11 to 2 just to cover so that we actually can get away from our desk to take a quick lunch.
Yep.
And then come back and work because there was no time for lunches for a while. So Pat actually covers that.
So anytime you need a Pat smile, Pat like was one of the first people I, like many people in town, met in
Yes.
town. I registered my car and
do.
did my dog and everything. And anytime you go into that office, all the people that work there have big smiles on their faces. And it's a nice office to come in and visit.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that as a new resident coming in. And I still see it on the WhatsApp page and different boards that people enjoy that.
Right, right.
So, and you
Pat
have
started
candy.
I was just about to say that. Pat started the candy thing where she would buy candy. That candy does not come out of our budgets. Because I wouldn't want to, explain to people. People do come in sometimes and they have to pay, a tax bill. They have to pay for something and they're like, yep, I need to get my tax dollars worth. And, with the candy, and I'm like, that comes out of our paycheck.
We just want to give you candy, make it easier for you.
Yeah, we just like to see people smile. There's my granddaughter has allergies, so and I didn't realize this until she came in one day and saw the candy and she couldn't have any candy. So of course that breaks your heart.
Yep.
So now I have special candy, the no dye candies and stuff that I make sure are there for any kid that comes in and can't have that. You know, the regular candy. So we have those hidden away for the kids that
Trying to
know,
meet all the needs.
we have to meet all the needs. And of course, Pat,
Especially
like-
of the children.
right.
The children and the
Especially.
dogs. That's, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Terry, thank you so much.
Thank
Is there
you.
anything else you want to tell people just besides vote? Come and vote.
Come and vote.
You'll be
go
ready
to
for
deliberative
them?
session. Just, you know, if you haven't experienced it, go experience it and put your 2 cents in.
I'm
You know?
experiencing it from the other end of the microphone for the first
Right.
time this year as a selectman. Usually I'm out in the audience, so this will be my first time as a selectman at deliberative. So that's going to happen, which is interesting. And then at the polls, the selectmen take turns at the polls being there as well. So you could see me there as well, just in
I was
case you
brought up
miss me.
into this, so I knew, you know.
Right.
My dad was, you know, the selectman, then he was on the budget committee, and he was in the road agent, and he was you know, so I was brought up into this, and when we were growing up, it was,
You knew.
yes, and you were a part of this community, and you had to, you know, when they ever called me, I worked for an accountant before I did this, and when they ever called me and said, hey, the position's open for town clerk tax collector, I think you need to do this, and I'm like, I need to do what? I'm good where I am. What do you mean? No, you need to do this. Okay. So
You ran for the
yeah,
first
I
time,
did.
and then somebody taught you what you needed to do. We had another
Yes.
tax collector, town clerk that was here before you. That was
Actually,
wonderful, right?
Diane was wonderful, but it was actually Pat because once I came in, Diane was gone.
Gone, right?
There's no time. They don't have a training time where Diane taught me what I needed to know.
Ouch.
Diane left notes, but once it's an elected position.
Right,
When you are elected, that person leaves and you come in.
right.
So if it weren't for Pat and Claire at the time, you know, and the state agencies teach you because
Right.
you work for the state of New Hampshire, you work for Vital Records, you work for DMV, you work for, you know, all these agencies, and, you know, you have to learn from them too.
Yep.
So,
Well, it's definitely trial by fire, but 21 years, it seems like you got that fire well under control, young lady.
yes.
Thank you very much. I want to thank our chair of our select board, John Brunel, for being here to tape all of these meetings with all the different people that I've been able to talk to. Kevin Brown was supposed to join us this week, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it. I hope to get him in here before it's time to vote, so that you can hear a little bit about what's going on with the streets and everything. If there's something or someone that you want me to talk to, please let us know. We aim to please. Right now, everything's pretty much about getting through the first quarter of the year, which is headed towards the election. And then after that, it's going to be a lot of other different things that are happening in town. So it can be really anything that we want to make it. People just got to talk to me and ask me.
Yeah.
This is the first time you've come and talked.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
Love it, love it.
fun.
Thank you
It was a
very
lot of
much.
fun. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you.